Are you over 60 and feeling dissatisfied with the way your erections have changed over time? Perhaps your body betrays you halfway through an intimate moment, or you wake up in the morning and find nothing there. Let me tell you something that may surprise you, but for many guys, this is the end of their manhood. Another drug or a dangerous operation won't give you the ability to achieve rock-hard erections again. If you eat it properly, it may originate from something as basic as a banana. Dr. Mohit Khera is my name. I have over 30 years of experience as a urologist and men's health specialist, and I have devoted my professional life to helping men rediscover their confidence and vigor. Thousands of fathers, husbands, and grandfathers who believed their prime was over have sat across from me. I'm not sharing theory with you today. It is intended to give you hope and is grounded in science and practice. The paradox is this: the majority of men think that aging or a drop in testosterone is the only reason why erections go away. They believe that in order to regain what they have lost, medicines are necessary. However, the reality is more bizarre. Nutrients found in a simple fruit you've consumed your entire life actually enhance blood flow, relax smooth muscle, and stimulate desire. When utilized appropriately, the common banana can help where drugs frequently fall short. This is my pledge to you. I'll walk you through the exact method in which guys over 60 can safely and naturally regain firm, long-lasting erections by eating a banana in the next minutes. And pay attention, because I'll reveal the one timing trick that amplifies the effect at the conclusion. You will lose almost all of the advantage if you miss it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click the button and turn on the bell before we begin, so you don't miss another scientifically proven way to maintain a powerful erection after the age of 60. Type 1 in the comments if you're thrilled to see rock-hard performances return. Otherwise, enter 0 to tell me how I can make these films better for you. Now that you know the potential of this straightforward fruit, let's start with the first reality that any man over 60 needs to confront. Age is not the only factor that causes erections to wane. They fall short due to certain bodily changes that steal your confidence and strength in a covert manner. 1. What causes erection failure? After 60. When a guy reaches his 60th birthday, his body starts to change, usually so subtly and quietly that he is unaware of it until one night when the truth hits him like a ton of bricks. He wants to perform and strives for closeness, but his erection has diminished. It may not rise at all, it may diminish too soon, or it may be milder than he recalls. Even if no one else is aware of it, he is experiencing a terrible sense of loss at that precise time. It's not just about having sex, it's also about identity, manhood, and the subliminal pride that comes from knowing that your body can still react powerfully. And when that diminishes, it may seem as though life itself is also diminishing. However, I want you to know that you are not to blame for this. After 60, your body is not cruelly betraying you. Simply put, it's changing, and there are strong forces against you. Your blood arteries are responsible for one of the most significant changes, nitric oxide, a chemical messenger that instructs your arteries to relax so blood may flow into the penis, was abundantly created when you were younger. An erection just cannot occur without this blood flow. However, your body produces less and less nitric oxide as the years go by. The flow slows, the arteries tighten, and the signal becomes weaker. What used to be a river turns into a trickle. The smooth muscle fibers that make up the penis's spongy chambers, which are meant to retain blood in place and trap it, begin to lose tone at the same time. Consider filling a balloon that has lost its ability to hold air. Before you're ready, the erection collapses, the pressure drops, and the blood leaks out. One of the unspoken reasons why so many older men find it difficult to stay hard, as well as to get hard, is this loss of muscular response. The issue of circulation comes next. Because the penis depends on a precise, delicate stream of blood, circulation issues frequently manifest there first. Diabetes, high blood pressure, and cholesterol accumulation all subtly block the blood arteries that supply your erections before they result in heart disease or chest pain. The idea that erectile dysfunction may be one of the first indicators of cardiovascular issues actually surprises a lot of guys. In many respects, your penis acts as a canary in the coal mine, raising the alarm long before more serious issues arise. As a physician who has listened to men talk about similar difficulties for over 30 years, I can tell you this: every guy experiences it in his heart as well as his body. As though confessing a secret sin, they sit in my office, feeling ashamed and humiliated, and they murmur their queries. And I say the same thing to them every time. You're not by yourself. This fight is fought by millions of guys. The good news, which far too few men ever learn, is that nature has provided us with the means to defend ourselves, because these are the same reasons why erections can recur, even though they may fail. Strong erections can be achieved by restoring blood flow, relaxing smooth muscles, and providing your body with the proper nutrients. And that leads us to something you might not have anticipated: the power concealed within an ordinary banana. What part might this common fruit that's sitting on your kitchen counter play in giving you the strong erections you thought you had lost? You'll be surprised by the response. 2. The secret power within bananas. I never would have thought that a simple fruit could have such potent secrets for men's health when I first started practicing medicine. I've researched the newest erectile dysfunction remedies, prescribed drugs, and conducted surgeries over the years. This reality comes back to me time and time again. The most commonplace locations can occasionally yield the most remarkable answers. One of the answers is the banana. For the majority of guys, it is just a quick snack that can be sliced over a bowl of cereal or thrown in a lunch bag. A banana, on the other hand, appears to me as a natural pharmacy, created especially to assist the aging male body in regaining its power, circulation, and yes, the capacity to have incredibly strong erections. Let me tell you why. Potassium is the banana's first gift. In addition to helping your heart, this mineral relaxes the walls of your blood vessels, facilitating smoother blood flow. Take a moment to consider that. The key to erections is blood flow. Nothing occurs without it. Everything happens with it. The blood flows more easily, and the crucial rush into the penis is stronger when potassium levels are high and stable. After changing their diet to include foods high in potassium, I've met innumerable guys whose blood pressure improved, and many of them said that their erections followed suit. Magnesium is the second gift. Stress hormones increase with aging and subtly impair sexual function. By reducing stress signals and relaxing the smooth muscle inside the penis, magnesium acts as a calming hand that facilitates the onset and maintenance of firm erections. I frequently explain to my patients that magnesium functions similarly to machine grease. It maintains motion without strain or friction. Without it, performance suffers, stress increases, and the body remains rigid in inappropriate ways. Next is vitamin B6, which is a nutrient that promotes the synthesis of dopamine, the neurotransmitter responsible for motivation and desire. Low dopamine frequently results in a lack of libido, spark, and fire. However, the lights come back on when you feed your brain B6. Men who had lost interest and believed their passion was lost forever frequently discover that small adjustments can reignite it. Include tryptophan, an amino acid found in bananas that aids in the production of melatonin and serotonin. Additionally, you're encouraging both desire and sound sleep, and many males overlook this fact. Your erections are directly influenced by the quality of your sleep. Lack of sleep impairs all the systems involved in sexual health and reduces testosterone. I refer to the banana as a whole bundle for this reason. It improves blood flow, muscle relaxation, brain chemistry, and hormone balance simultaneously. So it doesn't only focus on one aspect of the problem. It seems as though the answer to the problems faced by elderly men was discreetly placed on a tropical tree by nature. But keep in mind that it's only half the fight to know what's in the banana. Since timing and technique are crucial, the true change occurs when you know when and how to eat it. And we're going to find out just that next. 3. The proper way to eat bananas for erections. Now that you are aware of what a banana contains, allow me to reveal something that far too many men fail to notice. How you eat is just as important as what you eat. In my years of practice, I have witnessed men make the mistake of expecting immediate effects from food, considering it like a medication that can be taken at any time of day. However, it is not how the body functions. Just as important as the nutrients themselves are the timing, preparation, and context. If a banana is consumed improperly, it could not accomplish much. However, if you consume a banana properly, it can change your body's response to be hard and strong. I usually tell my patients that the body functions in rhythms when I give them advice. Following a meal, your body is busy processing what you just ate, your blood sugar rises, and your digestive system is in full motion. What you gain in nutrients may be lost due to poor absorption if you toss a banana on top of that late at night, when your metabolism is shutting down. Even worse, consuming it too soon before bed might cause blood sugar levels to rise and disrupt the deep sleep your body sorely needs to produce testosterone. Because of this, I suggest eating a banana early in the evening, an hour after dinner, when your body is ready to absorb it completely and start delivering its health advantages to your bloodstream. The banana's actual condition is also important. An overly green fruit might cause gas and bloating, which can make you uncomfortable when you want to feel relaxed. However, an overly ripe, dark, and mushy one might overload your system with sugars, raising insulin levels and disrupting normal blood vessel function. A banana that is perfectly ripe is the sweet spot. A few little dark patches on yellow skin. Not so ripe that it throws your metabolism off balance, but soft enough to be easily digested. Even the fruit's temperature has an impact. Because they believe it keeps them fresher, many guys keep bananas in the refrigerator. However, eating them cold can cause bladder irritation and delay down digestion. The ideal temperature is room temperature, easy to digest, natural, and simple. Most importantly, eat your banana by itself. Avoid drinking it with milk, tea, coffee, or watery fruits like cucumbers or watermelon. These reduce its nutritional value, raise the possibility of bloating, and negate the desired results. Here's what I want you to understand. Eating a banana properly means setting up the ideal environment for your body to absorb its benefits. You are laying the groundwork for improved circulation, relaxed muscles, increased desire, and more powerful erections. You are not merely ingesting fruit. And something amazing occurs when you pair this behavior with the appropriate companion food, because there is a straightforward addition that increases the health advantages of bananas for men, even though they are already potent on their own. You might be surprised by the mix, and after hearing it, you won't ever eat a banana the same way. 4. The secret boosting combination. In clinical experience and science, I have seen a fact that is as amazing for men's health as bananas. Sometimes the true power comes from the way two natural gifts work in tandem rather than from a single dish. When they are properly mixed, their effects double rather than just add up, producing a synergy that your body can sense practically instantly. And when it comes to erections, I frequently suggest one easy combination to my patients. It is modest, reasonably priced, and incredibly nourishing: almonds and bananas. It seemed nearly too easy at first, a handful of nuts and a piece of fruit. However, consider what's going on below the surface. As we've already seen, the banana contains potassium, magnesium, B6, and tryptophan, nutrients that help to quiet your muscles, fuel your brain, and relax blood vessels. It already creates the conditions for harder erections on its own. Almonds, however, add even another level of power. They include a lot of vitamin E, an antioxidant that helps maintain healthy circulation and shields blood vessel walls from harm. Additionally, they supply more magnesium, which soothes the penis's smooth muscles and nerve system even more, lowering the risk of an early collapse. Perhaps most significantly, almonds provide you with the fuel for desire and endurance by supplying healthy fats that support testosterone production and balance hormones. One patient, a 64-year-old guy, came to me after years of being let down, I recall. He had tried exercises and medications, but nothing seemed to work. He was exhausted, disengaged, and embarrassed. I made a straightforward suggestion. An hour after dinner, have 1 ripe banana and 5 to 7 almonds that have been lightly roasted. He returned a few weeks later with a smile that will always be with me. "I feel like my body woke up again, doctor," he replied. I had no idea that something so insignificant could have such an impact. When you honor nature and use it sensibly, that is its silent strength. Naturally, consistent practice is the key to the success of this combo. Too many men expect miracles overnight and give up after a few days. However, it takes time for your body to react, to regain equilibrium, and to repair the damage caused by years of stress and poor circulation. Almonds and bananas work together to produce a mild but consistent push toward improved energy, erections, and even better sleep with consistent use. However, I would like to warn you as well. Errors can reverse the benefits of potent foods like these before they have a chance to establish. In actuality, most guys undermine their advancement without even understanding it, frequently due to routines they hardly notice. Therefore, you must be aware of the obstacles that stand in your way before rushing to your kitchen, because even the best foods in the world won't help you if you don't avoid these blunders. Next, let's discuss those hidden traps. 5. Common errors to avoid. Regardless of how effective a diet or regimen is, the outcomes frequently depend on what you avoid doing incorrectly as well as what you do correctly. I've witnessed a lot of well-meaning men over the years make minor errors that totally negate the advancements they could have made. Their words, "Doctor, I tried what you told me, but it didn't work," come to me dejected. And once I ask a few straightforward questions, I find that the underlying errors that subtly undermine their success are the real issue, not the banana, the almonds, or their effort. Eating bananas too close to bedtime is one of the most frequent mistakes. Many guys believe that if something is healthy, they should eat it just before bed and it would help them sleep. The reality, however, is rather different. When your body should be lowering its blood sugar levels, eating a banana too late at night can cause it to rise. Although that slight increase may seem innocuous, it prevents your body from getting the deep, rejuvenating sleep it needs to produce testosterone. No amount of magnesium or potassium will give you a rock-hard erection if you don't have testosterone. As we previously indicated, timing is crucial. Eating too much of a good thing is another mistake. Some men eat 2 or 3 bananas at once because they believe that eating more is better. Yet the contrary is true. Overconsumption of fructose can damage the liver, impair insulin sensitivity, and even inhibit nitric oxide, which is essential for blood vessel relaxation. 1 medium-ripe banana is the sweet spot your body can use efficiently, and erections need balance, not overwhelm. I also caution males against associating bananas with inappropriate people. It may seem soothing to eat a banana with a hot cup of tea, coffee, or even a late-night beer. But those beverages have diuretic properties. They eliminate water from your body, which lowers circulation and hydration, 2 essential components for a powerful erection. Others consume watery fruits like watermelon or bananas with cold milk. Although this may seem revitalizing, it irritates the digestive tract and dilutes the absorption of nutrients, leaving you feeling bloated and lethargic instead than alert and prepared. Last but not least, salty late-night nibbles pose a hidden risk. Before going to bed, a lot of men destroy all their excellent decisions with a slice of pizza, a handful of chips, or a salted pretzel. Sodium inhibits circulation, increases blood pressure, and causes thirst, all of which are detrimental to a healthy erection. Even though it might seem insignificant, these behaviors add up over time and negate the advantages of the natural meals you've worked so hard to incorporate. So, please, stay away from these pitfalls. Pay attention to the details because they are important. You might lose a night of confidence and strength with just one mistake. However, there is a noticeable difference when you do it correctly and consistently. Wait till you learn about the more profound emotional aspect of erections if you believe that avoiding errors is powerful. Because the truth is that a man's heart and soul are at stake in this battle, not just his physical appearance. We'll go there next. 6. The emotional aspect of erections. Men frequently begin the discussion discussing the physical aspect of erections when they come to me with erection issues. They talk about how their performance finishes too soon, how their desire feels weaker, or how they can't stay firm. However, the true narrative starts to surface after a few minutes, after they feel secure enough. And biology is rarely the only factor. It's about the inward pain, the silent embarrassment, and the feeling that something vital has been taken away. An erection is more than just a bodily reaction. They are linked to intimacy, identity, and the very essence of what many men consider to be their completeness. One patient in his 70s leaned across my desk, crying, and said in a whisper, "Doctor, I don't feel like a man anymore." He was still very much adored by his wife. They had a close relationship. However, he harbored a deep-seated anxiety that he had let her down, that his tenderness was an indication of his frailty. And a lot of men suffer in silence because of this. They avoid discussing it, admitting it, and occasionally even keeping it from their relationships. Rather, they distance themselves, conceal themselves, offer justifications, and their connection wanes. What used to bring happiness turns into a cause of worry. Here's what I want all men over 60 to know, though. You're not damaged. Your physical changes do not make you any less of a guy. Because you are a person, your body reacts to time, stress, and aging in the same way that the bodies of millions of other men do. The weakening of erections is not the tragedy. The reason for this is that a lot of guys think that becoming weaker signifies the end of their manhood. The harm caused by that notion is greater than that caused by biology. Not just your body comes back to life as you start to regain your erections, even with something as basic as a properly digested banana. You walk a bit taller, laugh a little louder, feel the pride that comes from knowing your body still has strength and purpose. Your confidence starts to grow. Your connection with your spouse grows. The sparkle in your eye returns, and more. I have seen guys change in every aspect of their lives, not just in the bedroom, because they discovered solace and hope in their sexual well-being. This is the reason I place such a great emphasis on the emotional side. Since you recover here, you also mend in areas you were unaware were suffering. And having the guts to think that change is possible is the first step. I want you to know that there is a path forward, and you don't have to go it alone if you have carried frustration or humiliation. The question now is, how do you apply this knowledge? How do you test the science, nutrition, and emotional intelligence in a way that gives you unquestionable proof that they are effective? The 3-day challenge is intended to demonstrate just that, and it has the potential to permanently alter your morning routine. 7. The 3-day challenge. This is one of the most impactful lessons I've learned in my over 30 years of medical practice. Until they experience change in their own bodies, men frequently don't think it's possible. Even if you read about science, listen to guidance, and even fully comprehend the idea, skepticism will always lurk in the back of your mind until you really go through the transition. For this reason, I came up with what I refer to as the 3-day challenge. It's easy, secure, and shockingly efficient. And for a lot of men, it's the point at which hope becomes more than just a phrase. This is how it operates. I want you to eat one perfectly ripe banana every night for 3 nights in a row after your evening meal has settled. It's yellow with a few little brown dots. An hour or so after dinner, at room temperature. It has nothing else. No alcohol, tea, coffee, or late-night nibbles. Only one banana. Add 5 to 7 almonds that have been lightly toasted if you want to go a step further. That's all. No pricey treatments, no difficult recipes, and no supplements. Just timing, consistency, and faith in the process. You might not notice anything on the first night. You may even question whether anything is taking place at all. However, a lot of guys tell me that they start to feel different by the second morning. When they wake up, they could have a bit more energy. Perhaps it's because morning wood has returned, something they haven't experienced in years. Perhaps it's just the sensation that their body feels lighter, more at ease and less stressed. The alterations usually become more obvious by the third night. Sleep seems more profound. Erections are simpler. The confidence starts to rekindle. A 66-year-old retired teacher patient of mine informed me that after 3 days of attempting this, he woke up on the third morning and told his wife, "Honey, I feel like myself again." I will never forget that patient. As he told me this, his voice broke, because the deed itself wasn't the only thing involved. It was about honor, hope, and the satisfaction of knowing that his body was still capable of responding powerfully. That is the purpose of this task, demonstrating to you that change is not only feasible, but also within your grasp in a few short days. I will warn you, though, you won't get the results you deserve if you skip steps, eat the wrong banana, or overindulge in food or beverages late at night. Be mindful of the procedure. Let your body demonstrate its capabilities for 3 honest days. And after you've experienced that initial taste of change, the question of how to maintain it naturally comes up. How can this minor victory be sustained throughout the coming weeks, months, and years, rather than simply for 3 days? The last point becomes crucial at that point. And before we close, I want every male to hear this bit. 8. Concluding remarks on hope. Having helped thousands of men navigate the highs and lows of their health, I have concluded that hope is one of the best treatments a man can ever be given. Not the fleeting hope that wanes after a few days, but the enduring, profound hope that blossoms when you recognize that your body may still react, heal, and surprise you. Men who are over 60 are all too frequently told, directly or indirectly, that their prime is finished. They view the loss of erections as a lifelong punishment, as though growing older has robbed them of both their vigor and their self-esteem. And I have witnessed the melancholy that comes with faith. Because they believe there is nothing left to fight for, I have witnessed men distance themselves from their partners, shun closeness, and bury themselves in quiet. However, you learn that decline is not fate when you start making little changes, when you commit to something as basic as eating a banana at the appropriate time, when you learn to avoid the blunders that impede your progress, and when you give your body 3 honest days to respond. A stronger erection, the flicker of morning wood, and the return of self-assurance in your gait. These aren't just dreams. They are indications that your body still has vitality and life that are just waiting to be discovered, whether you are 60, 70, or older. And a man's eyes change expression when that occurs. Every week I see it at my office. Once sitting slouched and despondent, the man now sits tall and smiles quietly, saying, "I'm back." I explain to my patients that sexual wellness is more than simply the bedroom because of this. It is navigating life with self-assurance, a sense of belonging, and the awareness that you are still whole. It's about having the warmth of intimacy return naturally and looking at your lover without feeling guilty. I have witnessed men who believe those days were forever gone regain their joy, their marriages, and their self-respect. That's what I believe these improvements' real power is. And I tell men, this is just the beginning. Despite its diminutive size, a banana represents something bigger. The potential to regain your manhood and your body without relying on drugs or surgeries. You begin to see chances everywhere when you understand that your habits may cure you and that your choices count. In what you eat, how you move, and the attitude you possess. Regaining control becomes the goal of every step. So I'll leave you with this idea. What more could be in store for you if a mere fruit can evoke such power? What other unspoken options exist that subtly give you the opportunity to live a life that is more powerful, energizing, and passionate than you ever thought possible? I want to convey that message as we come to a close, and it might completely alter your perspective on the future. 9. As this message draws to a close, I want to take a moment to summarize everything. We started by confronting a challenging reality. After age 60, erections frequently fail. It's because your body changes over time, not because you're weak or broken. Under the strain of years of stress, diet, and disease, circulation struggles, smooth muscle loses tone, nitric oxide production declines, and blood flow slows. Many men believe that this is the last word, as if growing older has decided their fate. However, I have dedicated my life to demonstrating to men that there is still hope. This marks the start of a new chapter, one in which what was lost can be restored with knowledge and minor daily decisions. We examined the banana, a fruit so commonplace that most men never think twice about it and discover its remarkable secrets. Potassium to enhance blood flow, magnesium for muscle relaxation, B6 to stimulate desire, tryptophan to help you sleep better. A single piece of fruit that costs less than $1 contains all of these gifts. By itself, the banana turns into a tool for regaining self-confidence and strength. The significance of how you eat it was then discussed. Time is of the essence. The fruit's level of ripeness is important. These specifics, eating it by itself, when you eat it, and how you eat it, determine whether it just goes through your body or whether it gives your erections its maximum power. Men tend to overlook the specifics and question why they aren't getting results. However, the results start to show when you respect the process. We also discussed roasted almonds and bananas, the secret boosting combination, a straightforward combination that boosts circulation, testosterone, and endurance. By making this one tiny adjustment, I have witnessed men rediscover their passion and energy. However, I also cautioned about the typical errors that undermine advancement: eating after midnight, overindulging in food, combining bananas with inappropriate foods, or overindulging in salty snacks that undo all of your hard work. We confront the more profound reality that lies beyond the science and the cuisine. The body is only one aspect of erections. We all grow when we share, so please share what you learned today and what change you're ready to make in the comments box below. Let's support each other. If you found this movie useful, or if it even slightly opened your eyes, please click the like button. To be sure you don't miss any information that could change your health, click subscribe. Before you go, ring the bell. If this video was helpful, please enter 1. If not, enter 0. You might not be aware of the significance of your comment. They are about intimacy, pride, and the connection you have with the people you care about. Not only do you lose your ability to function, but you also lose a part of who you are. However, you feel that peace come back when you start to fix them, even if it's slowly and imperfectly. You are taller. Once more, you confidently look your partner in the eye. You stop existing and start living. I gave you a 3-day challenge to try this because of this. For yourself, not for science or for me. Because you will know that change is possible as soon as you notice even a slight difference. And the door to a new future opens wide once you realize that. This brings me to my final point. While decline is optional, aging is unavoidable. You don't realize how much control you have. And if one banana, properly consumed, can cause this kind of change, just think of what else awaits you if you decide to stand up for your well-being, vitality, and manhood. You are free to walk the open path.